everybody. Good to see you all here. We're going to begin the Centennial celebration. I hope you enjoy it all. Again, I want to kind of go over what Sears did. I do thank the Centennial Committee. They've been a lot of help to the City Council, and appreciate all they've done. I want to thank a couple other groups, the LA promoters. They helped us clean up the town. I think it looks pretty good. I'd like to thank the ACT team for all the work they do. Also the History Book Committee, which did a lot of hard work. And if you get a chance to get yourself a copy, you'll see how much work it really was. There's a lot of information in there. Also, I'd like to thank my fellow city councilmen, Kenny Schiffner, Craig Bruzzi, Dave Knudsen, Brad Bodner, the auditor, Connie Smith. They've helped me a lot too. So once again, I want to thank you all for coming, and let the celebration begin.
And I think we should give the members of the officers of the Centennial 2000 a round of applause. Now we have a number of people that should be recognized, but I do want to recognize Verna McGregor and Norma Miedema for the efforts put forth in coming up with the history book of 100 years of Litchville. kids, come on up. Lori Skogie Bruzy, treasurer. Diana Formo, chairman. Carol Medema, secretary. Carol Medema, secretary. And Gordon Sunsagan, co-chair. Knowing Gordy, these people should be given a special recognition for putting up with Gordy for all this time. Gordy Sunsagan, if he isn't here, we'll get him his plaque later.
At such a big event as this, we know, as Theron mentioned, that there's a group of people that put things together and make things go and work very hard. But, you know, always behind that group of people, there's one special person with that extra drive, that extra push that pushes people right to the very edge. That's what this song is about. We're going to do this for you. We're suspicious. We don't know for sure who this song is about. We've got some suspicions, and it came to us written on the back of a napkin from the Rib Rack Cafe. But we set it to music, and we're going to give this little thing a whirl here. Well, let me tell you of a story of a man from Litchville who planned for this day right on cue. He scheduled a reunion, and he scheduled the fireworks, and he scheduled a few headaches too. Well, did he never slow down? No, he never slowed down, and he still goes around town. He may go forever on the streets of Litchville. He's a man who never slowed down. Now all night long he cooks in his kitchen, wondering how will I get it all done. The wagon train needs feeding, so for help I'm pleading, but Frank is off just having fun. Well, did he never slow down? No, he never slowed down, and he still does go around town. He may go forever on the streets of Litchville. He's a man who never slowed down. Now what would we do without someone to guide us and someone to tell us what to do? Really, our first choice is that timid little voice saying, when the hell are you gonna be through? Well, he never slowed down, no, he never slowed down, and he still does go around town. He may go forever on the streets of Litchville. He's a man who never slows down. Now all you folks are here for the weekend. We hope that you have a good time. Remember the people who put it together, and remember this chorus line. Well, did he ever slow down? No, he never slowed down, and we still go around town. We may go forever on the streets of Litchville. We're the town that never slows down. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come, and it gives me a great deal of pleasure to introduce to you the Parade Marshal of the Centennial of Litchville, North Dakota. I say Parade Marshal because that's kind of secondary. The lady behind him gives him the orders, and he just steps up and takes what comes. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Grand Marshal of the Litchville Centennial Parade, a lifelong friend of mine and a friendly competitor. And I'm real happy to give you Gene Nelson and Olive. Speed things along, we'll go right into the Sisters of the Swish with Joanne Schiffner. Joanne?
All right, we'd like to announce our winners, the Litchville ladies. We have what we consider the oldest dress, and we'd like to give this to Olive Nelson. Our category for the prettiest dress, we are awarding to Norma Miedema. Look at that hat, ladies and gentlemen. Very pretty. And our last category we had was the most practical, and one lady that works at the store wears hers very faithfully, Roxanne Baumgardner. And thank you again, it was a lot of fun.
Thank you. Most interesting thing is actually how Litchville started. There was a man by the name of Hans J. Hansen, or H.J. Hansen, who settled out in Litchville Township, Lemoore County, which is about 3-4 miles southeast of Litchville. And he had a post office there and an inland store. And he heard that the railroad was going to come through this part of the Barnes County, lower Barnes County. So he decided that was where he should have his store and his post office. So without even asking the postal authorities, one night, in the middle of the night, he took several teams of horses and they pulled his little building into town and parked it in the area north of the fire hall, where the fire hall is today. And so he was the first businessman in town, and he and his family were the first residents of town too, although it had been platted. And he also was instrumental in naming both the township of Litchville and the town of Litchville, because when he first came from Norway with his parents, the family settled in Litchfield, Minnesota, and he also always felt so welcome there. But he didn't want it to be exactly like Litchfield, so he changed the suffix to ville. He moved in October of 1900, and really the post office, according to federal government regulations and records, didn't start until September of 1901. It took him that long before he finally told him where it was located, apparently.
Leading the parade is Mark, Austin, and Davis Formo. Escorting the Litchville Fire Department pickup. Again, it's driven by Mark Formo. Following them is Lisa Grollam and Kara Bruzzi. These girls are here to introduce the children of the Century Parade. Lisa's dress was made by Barb Lestico. Kara's dress was made by Lori Skoog Bruzzi. Lisa and Kara. Next we have Kelsey Latt and Oriana Peterson. These girls welcome you to the Litchville Centennial. Kelsey's dress was made by Lori Skoog. Oriana's dress was made by Fern Reensta. Our third entrant is Heather Grollam. Leah Bruce. Leah is a cowgirl. Heather is Grace from the Little House on Prairie. And his next one is Irina Smith, the Prairie Girl. Next we have Brittany Schiffer, Taylor Nagosic, and Haley Jensko, the three girls riding modern transportation in old-time costumes. Item number 5 entrant is Colby Smith, cowboy on a bike. Bye, Colby. Next we have Terrell Smith. Terrell is leading his horse, Bud. And then we have Eric and Dave Stroh. Grandparents are Karen and Merlin Smith. And also Ethan Reenstra. Ethan is the grandson of John and Fern Reenstra. Bud is 7 weeks old. Entrant number 7 is Melissa Reenstra. Melissa comes to us all the way from Albuquerque, New Mexico. And she loves animals. And following her is Nicholas Reenstra. Nicholas is riding his cool bike. He is also from Albuquerque. Next is Amanda Bitts. Amanda is riding her pink bike that she decorated herself. And we have Dellin Bitts. Dellin is also riding his bike, and Dellin is from Dickey, North Dakota. The ACT team at this time would like to thank the following businesses and people for their support. Colonel Mike Rodine Auctioneering for the truck and PA system. Norris Bank for copies. Cenex for copies and pens. Thank you for everybody. And also the Rib Rack for the hot dog coupons. Next we have John Baumgartner. John is a policeman on his bike. Also we have Lucas Baumgartner and Michaela Herberg. Mom is pushing Lucas in the patriotic stroller. Michaela looks pretty in her Centennial costume. Number 15, we have Ethan Peterson. Ethan is a Disney World worker. Our next entrant is Sean Opdahl. Sean is all decked up in pirate gear today. Next we have Shannon Opdahl. Shannon is a Powder Puff fan. Just keep coming this way, Shannon. You're doing a good job. Look at that big smile. Number 18, we have Tracy Nelson, schoolgirl. Here comes Tracy, dressed up to go to school. In the 1930s, she is heading the Spring Creek District number 84 school. It was also known as the Oregon Hagen Sunstagen School. Her lunchbox is what Chris Horsager carried his lunch to in school. Her coin purse was given to customers of the Independence store located at Independence, North Dakota by her grandparents. Number 19 is Brian Schiffner. Mandy Miedema's dress from North Dakota 100 Centennial is being worn by Brian. Number 20, we have Lane Larson. Lane is a perfect example of Prairie Girls. Entrant number 21, Julie Olson and Aaron Olson, dressed in the old attire. Entrant number 22 is Carly Van Bruggen. Carly has been an MMM rebel all her life, but this weekend she is a Litchville Trojan cheerleader. Carly Van Bruggen. Number 23, we have Charlie, Nick, and Sam. Float is Norm's Traveling Television Repair, representing the great-grandpa Norman Colbank. The boys come to us from the state of Washington. Entrant number 24, Courtney and Caitlin Miedema, Jordan Schumacher and Landon Regner. These cousins are representing the Prairie people. Entrant number 25 is Eric Johnson. Eric is a beach bum. Eric's father, Scott, works at Norwest Bank here in town. The Norwest Bank. Entrant number 26 is Megan Koffel. Megan is from Maple Grove, Minnesota. The Tooth Fairy is visiting Litchville this weekend for their 100th birthday. Megan Koffel. Number 27 entrant, we have Laura Lee Erickson. Laura lives right here in Litchville. She is dressed as a Litchville schoolgirl. Entrant number 28, we have Chad Limison. Chad is representing Kevin Garnett, Minnesota Timberwolf. Chad is from Marion, North Dakota. Behind Chad, we have Ross Meininger. Ross plays baseball this summer with the Marion Montpelier Martins, and he's dressed in his uniform. Ross Meininger. Again, I'd like to thank our sponsors. The ACT team would like to thank the following businesses. Again, their support. Colonel Mike Rodine Auctioneering for the truck and PA system, the Norwest Bank for copies, Senex for copies and pens, and also for the rib rack. Thank you again, sponsors. Number 30, we have Randa Meidinger. Randa is a Litchville, Smedshammer Trojan, child of the 70s. Randa Meidinger. 31, we have Cameron McGregor. Cameron is visiting Litchville from Grand Forks, North Dakota. Number 32, we have Braden Miller. Court jester throwing flowers to the sweet ladies of Litchville. Braden Miller. And our last entry of the play that we have here in the parade tonight is a Bonanzaville Stagecoach, sponsored by Norwest Bank. They will also give rides afterwards. We have Eric Jordan Wyatt are riding in the Wells Fargo Express, delivery mail to Litchville. The drivers are Harold Erickson and Delmer Rohrbeck. And again, remember, they will give rides. Thank you for coming to our parade today.
mud
Why is that?
and boardwalks above the mud in the streets. Didn't Aaron or Gene tell you we were built in a slough here?
No. Why don't you tell me about that?
Well, should I bring it up? It's in the history book, Centennial. Well, anyway, this park was dry in July in 1899. And some people, a couple of men bought it, platted the sold lots. 1900 was full of water. And I can remember as a child, growing up, the farmers would take turn, while they'd form a hauling bee, they'd haul dirt in and fill the streets. And gradually the boardwalks disappeared, but they were that far above the street. That's what I remember the first of Litchville. Norma Miedema told me when they built the bulletin there, they dug down the basement, 7 different layers of dirt. So it was a lot of dirt hauled in. They were having a story they were told when they were filling dirt around here. And the hydrant broke by the Uptown Motors, right in the corner there, and they were digging down there and they dug up a team of horses. So they were hauling a lot of dirt in, That's what they told me.
True story, right?
Yeah, that's supposed to be a true story.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've already must have heard like 50 times people walk up to the other people and say, "Hey, Jim, you haven't changed a bit. I'd have picked you out of Alice, you haven't changed a bit." Well, I'll tell you what, if that's true, folks, we must have the goofiest looking senior class that there ever was. Oh, see them tumbling down, lifting her up to the ground, lonely but free of his bound, drifting along with the tumbling tumbleweed.
I've been changed, I've been newborn, all my life has been rearranged. What a difference it made when the Lord came and stayed in my heart. Oh yes, I've been changed.
The greatest words I never heard, I guess I never will. The man I thought could never die spent dead almost a year.
Please release me, let me go, for I don't love you anymore. To live a lie would be a sin, so release me and let me love again for the good time. for the good time, for the good time. We've had a lot of good times in this town. Yes, we have.
All right, here's our first parade participant. Group names are Grand Marshals. Olive and Gene Nelson. Driver is Dwayne Formal and in his car. 1973 El Dorado. Olive Nelson grew up on a farm out by Sandy's. Was a teacher out at Kenichi School. Let's see, Mel Jean at the dance here in Litchville. Spent a year in Yukon with Jean and Army. Spent 1946 on here in Litchville. That was a sweet looking car. Your colors and color guard are provided by the Leslie Newman VFW Post 9315. Color bearers as follows: Lauren Larson, Commander. Lauren Elsner, Post Colors. Steve Roxvold, State Flag. Daryl Smith, the Drill Sergeant. These are the 4 Vietnam veterans. Color guards are Ray Justison, Selmer Bubak. The 2 are World War II veterans. Ray is 84 years old. How about that, folks? MVS Post 3, Valley City Color Guard, Jerry Loibel, Gary Schlegel, Scott Schlegel, Dave Locken, Dick Grenz. Color Guard Commander by Gary Schlegel. Valley City Shriners Club, Cheyenne Valley Flag Corporation. The Cheyenne Valley Flag Corporation congratulates Litchville on its 100th anniversary. Driver Ed Button, President. OAS Cycle Patrol, Worthington, Minnesota. El Ride Shriners, driver is Roger Larson. Barnes County Sheriff Department, patrol car carrying Mayor Kevin. Driver is Sheriff McLaughlin. Next, Alan Schlenker. He's riding in Alan Schlenker's 1957 Ford convertible driven by Alan. City council members and city auditor, Litchville City Council members are Brad Botner, Craig Bruzy, Dave Knudsen, and Ken Schiffner. The city auditor is Connie Smith. Let's see. Vicky Meininger, ACT member, driving a donated by Bumper to Bumper auto sales. Here's our oldest female resident, Wilmer Beachy, was born on October 27, 1905, which makes her 94 years old. She was born in Nome. She and her husband, Ronald, moved to Litchville in 1944. They have 3 sons. Wilma has 10 grandchildren and 17 great-grandchildren. Curtis Stahl of Bismarck is in a 1965 Ford Mustang convertible with a 289 V8 engine that has been restored to its original condition. Notice her outfit, folks. Very, very nice. And here's our oldest male resident. Floyd Olson was born on October 24th, 1908, which makes him 91. He was born in Litchville and has lived here his whole life. He married Merlin on November 1st in 1941. He has 1 daughter. Floyd has 2 grandchildren. Larry Formal of Litchville is in a 1968 Chevy Super Sport convertible with a 327 engine and a very nice outfit also Floyd is wearing. Here's our youngest resident, Joshua Smith, who was born on July 14th, 1999 in Oregon. He lives with his mother Sherry and her older brother Colby, age 6. He's learning to walk and has a big appetite. He enjoys playing in the city park. His grandmother is Judy Berg of Litchville. Dick Olson of the class of 1953 is in his 1975 Delta 88 2-door hardtop. It is all original with 46,000 actual miles. Very nice. Former North Dakota and Minnesota Senate and House Representatives. Litchville has former North Dakota or Minnesota Ernie Miedema, served in North Dakota House for 6 years. Driver is Josh Haugen. Litchville Committee, 2000 Centennial Committee, chair people Diana Formal and Gordon Sunslager. Rodney Lath is the driver. He's a committee member. Carol Miedema, Merle Smith, Norma Miedema, Carol King Jefferson, Myrna McGregor, and Dwayne Formal. Let's see, this is the Litchville Fire Department. Fire truck congratulates Litchville on 100 years. Driver is Mark Kluvers. Sandy and Don Nelson pay tribute to Litchville's first businessman, Hans Jacob Hansen. In October 1900, he moved his store and post office by using horses to, to the present site of Litchville. He also gave Litchville its name. He is the great-grandfather of Sandy and Larry Nelson. Sandy and Dan and all the employees at Sandy's congratulates Litchville on their celebration. The building they are pulling today is an actual size of Mr. Hansen's post office and general store. The driver is Dan Nelson and Sandy Nelson is riding. It's a 1950 Ford pickup of Bev Anderson. Pickup's name is Herb Lynn, first owner. Let's see, Kenny Wilson, Becky Peterson, now owned and restored by Bev Anderson. And 19 Ford pickup owner of the pickup, Herbert Lynn, Kenneth Wilson, Becky Peterson, and now Bev Anderson of Catherine. Happy birthday, Litchville. Herbie rides again. This is a class of 1955 in the fire truck. Driver is Jack Formal. Bob Anderson, 1951, first owner, Les Ramsvold, and Harold Arvis, and Bob Anderson is the driver. It's a 1951 Chevy. Owners of the truck, Leslie Bransvold, Harold Arvis, and now Bob Anderson of Catherine. 57 Chevy, Brad's Body Shop and Bev's Bar from Marion, driven by Brad Rodine's son, Chris Riding. Let's hear it for the class of 1981. Driving down. They throwing water balloons? They are. Hey, if you guys are throwing Tootsie Rolls, throw some up here. I would, not a water balloon. All right, Litchville Wildlife Club. This December is their annual pheasant banquet. First Saturday in December. Let's see, new members welcome. Driver is Scott Knutson. Arvis and Nelson, representing Arvis and Nelson of Litchville from 1952 to 1998. Super 8 tractor trailer. Let's see, Steve Menace driving, Amanda and Andrew Menace riding. The 2000 Junior and Senior Varsity Rebels, Buffalo City champions, first in Barnes County, first in District 5, first in Region 3, first 5 stars awarded the McDonald's All-American nominees, 3 state appearances in the last 4 years, 1998 Gus Macker champs in Aberdeen, the year 2000 gave 26 wins and 2 losses. The Rebels would like to thank everyone who supported and followed their team throughout their careers. Some of the riders are Joe Gross, Wade Haslau, Blaine Anderson, Todd Lohman, Kyle Kuipers. It's a 1954 Buick Special Hardtop, original owner. Driver's Marvin Bloom. Purchased in Cheyenne, Wyoming, driven for 15 years, salvaged minus transmission. Restored in 1982 by the original owner. A very nice car. Don Seiler, original owner Lonnie Laban, 1972 Volkswagen Beetle. Original color was light blue, painted and refinished by Don Seiler. Class of 1947 LHS Trojans, girls Barnes County champs, first in district, second in regions. Let's see. Boys went to state, first in district, first in regions, went to state. Girls riding as cheerleaders, Carly Van Bruggen and Abby Fick. Driver is Cale Van Bruggen. The class of 1986 salutes Litchville on 100 years. Let the wreath on the pickup serve as a memorial to class mates Ray Fopp and Dwayne Elton. Driven by Randy Rambo. Let's see, 1938 Graham Bradley, built by Graham Page Manufacturing in Detroit, Michigan from 1938 to 1940. Made and sold exclusively for Sears Roebuck, sold for $1,100 new, restored by Barney Isaacson. And then we got the class of 1958, the red pickup decorated. Woo, yeah, driven by Myron Luxwager. So we've got 1936 Alice Chalmers WC, purchased from the city of Litchville and restored by Dennis Isaacson of Lemoore, currently owned by Kevin Isaacson of Litchville. Bob Isaacson antique truck, 1925 Model T, 1-ton Ford truck. Driver is Bob Isaacson. Congratulations to Litchville community on their 100 years of prosperity from Roy and Henrietta Erickson, the owners of Erickson Trucking of Litchville. They're driving their 1967 Dodge Monaco 4-door hardtop, which was originally owned by Roy's parents and Emma and Laura Erickson's. Let's see, it was restored in 1993 at Vince's Body Shop of Bismarck, North Dakota. Driving the car is Jerry Elsner, riding is Tyler Cummeth. Let's see, Dennis Erickson, 1950, W.D. Isaacson, sorry. Dennis Isaacson, 1950, W.D. Alice Chalmers. Driver is Dennis Isaacson. This is Dale Marks, taxidermist in Ypsilanti, North Dakota. Pheasants for the future. Throwing candy. They congratulate Litchville on turning 100 years. That's Dale Marks, taxidermist from Ypsilanti, North Dakota. Jaworski's old-time tractor pull and Jaworski Farms is an 880 Oliver. Ray Jaworski is the driver. And what do we have here? It looks like Tyler Van Bruggen has donated all he owns to the Bowling Alley Community Center 10-pin challenge fund drive. Lock, stock, but not his barrel. Next up, we got the North Lemoore Lutheran Church float. The North Lemoore congregation was organized in 1883, and they built the first church in 1895. A few years later, the church was severely damaged by a storm. It was increased in membership. They decided to build a larger church. The church was completed in 1915. At one time, had a membership of close to 350 members. The 117 plus years the church has been in their meeting, has been there to meet the need of the community. Writers are Kermit Horsager, Burton Schmetzhammer, Delmer Schmetzhammer, Carlton Menace. Driver is Phyllis Schmetzhammer. Phyllis Menace. The model was built by Curtis Schmetzhammer. Lemoore County Commissioners, Curtis Schmetzhammer, Orville Ogren, and Richard Auberly is in, they're the three in the car. Not in the car, Skip Scadam and Dean Haberman, also a commissioner for Lemoore City. Driver is Richard Auberly. Buckengard and Schnell, Area Lennox heating and cooling contractor. Driver is Mike Schnell. Shell. Okay. I made up for it. Jerome Fick in his 1954 International pickup. Gene Nelson sold this vehicle new to Irvin Miller, driven by Jerome Fick. Bill Promke with his 354 pickup with his 2,000 Polaris ATV on board, pulling his elite 1950 West Bend boat with his grandsons Logan and Chris Willie on board. H&L Service of Montpelier, Harvey and Lonnie Olson, owners. Harvey Olson and Montpelier Businesses, 1958 620 John Deere tractor, owned by Harvey Olson, pulling a replica of the businesses of Montpelier. Again, we have a Harvey Olson, let's see, it's a 1951 John Deere tractor owned by Harvey Olson. Right now we got Brent Smith, the backhoe and gravel, 1975 Ford Louisville, and 1996 John Deere backhoe, driven by Brent Smith. Brent would like to congratulate Litchville on their 100th birthday. Wade Smith Construction, forklift with Jamie Smith riding. It's time to call grade of construction. Welcome home, class of 1983. Wade Smith is driving. Gary Miedema and Barnes County Commissioners. Let's see, they're in a 1947 Dodge truck owned and driven by Gary Miedema. Riding in back are the Barnes County Commissioners Roger Bernstein, Brad Croft, Bob Lee, Palmer Paulson, and Riney Weber. I had a lot of help. All right, Centennial Belt Bucky Committee coming up. Driver is Dwayne Formal. And in 1973, Aldo, Mary Ann Gross, Carol Miedema, Diane Formal, and Dwayne Formal. Right now we're selling tickets, Litchville, North Dakota, Centennial raffle. The grand prize of Litchville Centennial commemorative rifle. It's a 30-30 Winchester model 94. It is number 3 of 5. Drawing to be held July 1st. That is today. Gun may be viewed at the Litchville website, www. Okay, it's $10 a ticket. Need not to be present. And very nice gun. $2,500. LA Promoters, Chuck Hartman is driving. It's a 1954 International. The promoters are spreading good cheer to the town of Litchville. It's a Mary Cafe 1948 Chevy pickup owned by Floyd Randall. Ron Schmoker's driving. Prairie Haven Family Campgrounds passing through or looking for a getaway. We invite you and your family to join us in a leisurely stay on our 11-acre campground. Enjoy a relaxing barbecue by our spring-fed lake and take up a friendly game of basketball, badminton, volleyball, or horseshoes. Stay in our country campground, hook up to one of our 31 RV sites, or stay in our cozy cabin. That is from the Prairie Haven Family Campground. Okay, we got the graduating class of 1976. Woo, yeah, pick up with class personal rider and decorated banners. Let's see. This float is the graduating class of 1976 of Litchville High School, graduating in the bicentennial year of the colors of red, white, and blue. There were 27 members of this class. Here today are Darylyn McLaughlin Hamilton, Kevin Rorda, Mike Brandvold, Clay Haugen, Pam Hansen Matakovic, Becky Wilson Peterson, Sue Pollock Walcock, Debbie Ronning Brock, Mike Foff, Kim Colbank Botner, Renee Grellum Leggy, and Cindy Monson Vogel. Wow, okay. Right now we got the Litchville Historical Society. Writers are Annie Arbuckle and Damon Smith. The Litchville Historical Society is working hard to preserve the past. Plan to attend the Centennial Sunday celebration. Old-fashioned fun. Enjoy food, music, covered wagon rides, and view 100 years of memories. Happy birthday, Litchville, from the Litchville Museum. Litchville fire truck. I guess it's the fire department of Litchville. You have sirens too? No sirens? There we go. Woo, yeah. Riverside Building Center of Lisbon would like to thank the, Litchville area for their support. Congratulations on your centennial. The car is a 1965 Mustang convertible driven by Daryl and Lois Menace. It's Uncle Buck's Bar in Catherine, driven by Gary Buck. Next up, we got Dwayne and Elaine Pollitt from Catherine in their 1955 Chevy that has been restored by Dwayne, driven by Dwayne Pollitt and Elaine. We got the Liebings here in 1977 Volkswagen Beetle convertible that Don has restored, driven by Don Liebring. Okay, we got Bob and Dan Latt in a Model A pickup, driven by Bob Latt. No horn? Siren? There we go. Dwayne and Karen Stroh from Adrian, North Dakota. Dwayne has been a Legend seed dealer for 4 years and is representing Legend seeds from DeSmit, South Dakota. Also riding in the trailer is a float representing Stroh's Farms, Adrian, North Dakota. The cages in the back was made to have a little cap in. to haul a calf, not have a calf. You got Larry Formal in a 1937 Ford truck driven by Larry Formal. We got the Formal girls in back. We got Hastings Homemakers, homemaking in olden days, driven by Lloyd Heisey. Okay, Hastings Homemakers was first organized in 1930 with 15 members from the Hastings area. Our float depicts homemaking tasks from the early years. We got Brad Botner driving his 1972 Dodge Challenger. Congratulations, Litchville from Cheyenne Construction. Next we got Mercy Home Care, driven by Shirley Ostrut. Valley City, North Dakota. Best wishes on 100 years of joyful living from Mercy Home Care Services of Valley City. This float is from Marion Equity Elevator of Marion, North Dakota. The Marion Equity Elevators was organized in 1916. The original elevator was destroyed by fire in February 1959 and rebuilt the same year. Current board members are Carrie Ketterling, President, Dan Trapp, Vice President, Dave Hallweg, Secretary, and Directors Dwayne Sortland, Lowell McCartney, Jeff Peel, and Ron Van Bruggen. The current manager is Todd Vogel. The float was pulled by a 1955 Minneapolis Moline owned by Ray Sigerson. Clarence Hansen of Litchville farmed with this tractor from 1967 to 1994, northwest of Litchville. Justin Vogel is driving the tractor. Okay, we got the Hastings Fire Department. Hastings Fire Department pickup pulling 1918 cart used in Hastings' early days for fires, driven by Kelly Carlson. L&M Saloon in a 1963 Ford Falcon convertible, driven by Larry Sahlberg. And it's a tasty treat. Car is owned by Justin Inger, Ruth Larson, and Ruth Hughes, owners of Tasty Treat, driven by Chad Johnson. So we got John Reenstra in a 1947 case VAC tractor, driven by John Reenstra, with grandchildren Audrina, Ethan, and John. This tractor was bought new by Conrad Reenstra, and was the first one sold by Henry Updahl when he started his business in Litchville. We got Mike Rodine, Auctioneer's Service. Also advertises Schmidt's Hammer Farm, Rodine's Corner, and Brad's Body Shop, driven by Chris Rodine and Lucas Rodine is the rider. Next up, we got the class of 1936 in their 1959 Edsel, driven by Theron Strinden. Theron Strinden. Theron's riding. Okay, we got Senex right here in a Model A fuel delivery truck and tandem fuel delivery truck.
Jean Lube is the driver.
Jean Lube is the driver.
And his wife Darla.
And her wife Darla. Drunk Andy.
Managers.
They're the managers. All right, this is Senex Now, a tandem fuel delivery truck, driven by Darren Miedema.
Wife Robin inside.
And his wife Robin is inside, throwing candy. We got the Senex Agronomy fertilizer float. Of Valley City, Litchville. Corey Coonsey driving. Shaw's P&H bathtub. Leo Shaw is driving. Plumbing and heating, yes, that's the P&H. They are out of Enderlin, North Dakota. That takes a lot of guts, man. I would never do that. Of course, it is pretty hot outside, so.
Hey, let's listen to the Jamestown Drum and Bugle Corps.
Hey, here we go. It's the Jamestown Drum and Bugle Corps band.
They're from Mark Frey is the
director?
director.
And the director is Mark Frey. All right, this is Roy Newman's 1946 Chevrolet 2-ton farm truck driven by Roy Newman. Here we go, we got the Litchville Trojan right here. Right behind him, we got the class of 1966. Joe Billing is the Trojan, by the way. And we got we got the rowdy class of 1966 right here. We got Valur Farms out of Catherine, North Dakota, driving a 1968 Dodge Charger. Let's see, we got Rick Valur driving. We got Willie Bartle of Willie's Wood Shop. Let's see, it started in 1993, and today there's about 75 different makes and models of tractors. One steam engine, and the rest from 1909 up to the 70s. There is a threshing machine, a case combine, in 1926 or older, 8-bottom plow, 4-horse on a gang plow, hay rack, grain wagon, buggy that was used in their courting days. We got Clayton Fuller in the Model T, Ford 1922, Chelsea Fuller riding. That's his granddaughter. We got Lloyd and Donna Nelson of Valley City, 1955 Porsche Speedster. Lloyd was a relief agent on the Northern Pacific Railroad in Litchville in the 1960s. We wish to congratulate Litchville on 100 years, driven by Lloyd Nelson and Donna Nelson. Newt Hay Moving from Marion, North Dakota is a family-owned and operated business that has been in business for over 40 years. This sleek 1940B John Deere driven by Jay Newt was purchased by his grandfather Ted Newt Sr. from the Montpelier JD dealer. Trailing behind you, you'll see the two of Ted Newt Sr. great-grandsons, Bryant and Nick. Newt's Hay Moving would like to congratulate Litchville on their 100th. That's it. We got Marketplace Foods out of Valley City. Clown pushing grocery cart is Sparky the clown. Keith Lestico is driving a 1974 International Scout that he restored. I guess his driver is Corey Lestico. Okay, we got Jerry Updahl in a 1962 Oldsmobile F85 Cutlass convertible. Jerry Updahl driving. We got Tom Thorson driving a 1980 Cutlass. Hey, those are good candy bars. Okay, we got Ron's Body Shop in 1982 Chevy pickup. Wayne Thorson driving. Hey, here we go. We got Alice Chambers tractor WD 45 1954 pulling Allie's Chalmers combine. Alley crop harvester number 40, 4-foot, 1939. Restored by Gordon Wrighton of Hastings, North Dakota, driven by Gordon Wrighton. And then next we got a Ford tractor model 800 from 1956, pulling a Gleaner Baldwin combine model S, 6-foot from 1956, restored by Gordon Wrighton of Hastings, North Dakota. We got Chuck Rodin auctioneering services from Marion, North Dakota, driven by Chuck Rodin. We got Brad Rodin's 1972 Chevelle, driven by Darren Rodin, sponsored by Bev's Bar of Marion, North Dakota. Next we got the class of 1951, and they're driving a truck, and it's driven by Glenn Berg and Carol Berg. Right now we got the North Dakota Army National Guard Humvee out of Jamestown, and Eric Keel, driver. We got the kids of Justin and Myrtle Schmedshammer. They're on a semi and a float. Norris Schmedshammer is the driver. Norris's brothers and sisters riding float and their families. Norris and Connie Schmedshammer. Let's see, we got Smith Farm and Home, driven by Wayne Smith. We got the Southeast Dakota Two-Cycle Club and a 1935 AR John Deere, driven by Ray Scott. We got another one from the Two-Cycle Club. It's a Model H John Deere, driven by Jerry Legamo. Let's see, we got another entry from the Two-Cycle Club. It's a, let's see. Coming up is a 1947 M John Deere, driven by Cecil Boston. Let's see, next up we got Tom and Karen Overn. They're in a 1960 Caddy car, has 237,704 miles. The driver is Tom Overn. Okay, we got Peel Trailer Sales. It's a horse trailer, feather light aluminum, and driven by Alan Olson. We got Eldwin Van Bruggen driving his 1953 Ford two-door customized. Very nice car, wow. From Valley City, North Dakota. We got another one of Eldwin's cars. It's a 1964 T-Bird complete restoration original. Driven by Albert and Bonnie Van Bruggen. We got Tyler Enquist in a 1967 Chevrolet pickup. We got Dan Uke in a 1908 Sears Roebuck auto buggy, purchased and unloaded at Railroad Depot in Fingal, North Dakota in 1908. It was purchased new by Doctor in Fingal. Driver is Dan Uke. We got Litchville Enterprise Float, formerly Strindens, established in 1994, driven by Rodney Laban. Look at all that produce. We got Brad's Body Shop, Rodine's Corner, Schmetzhammer Farms, driven by Heather and Corey Rodine. Okay, we got the District 24 Democrats, Representative Phil Mueller and Senator Larry Robinson. Unfortunately, Representative Ralph Metcalf had to attend a funeral today and sends his best regards. They're accompanied by driver Ron Olson, your local Farmers Union insurance agent of Valley City, in his 1974 Chevrolet Caprice Classic convertible. Ralph, Phil, and Larry congratulate the city of Litchville on their centennial celebration and wish everyone a safe and enjoyable 4th of July weekend, and look forward to the opportunity of serving the people of Litchville again in the 2001 and 2003 North Dakota legislatures. Okay, right now we got Gary Botner in his 1967 Pontiac Tempest, driven by Gary Botner. Okay, we got a 1918 Model T touring car. It's driven by Arden Falk of Fort Ransom, North Dakota. Come to the Sanborn Celebration July 4th. Enjoy hot air balloon rides the evening of the 3rd and during the day of the 4th. The $2 charge goes to the Shriners. Mike Howell's the driver. We got Team 2026 District Republicans in a 1952 Chevy pickup, driven by Blaine Horsager, Brandenburg, Johnson, and Shockman. We got Lloyd and Betty Sunstagen Quatier, honor of parents and grandparents, Anton and Oline Sunstagen, and Albert and Nellie Sunstagen, driven by Lloyd Quatier. Also, I guess, is along with Tracy Nelson, is a 5th generation. We got Catherine Fire Department and Community. Congratulations on your centennial from the Catherine Fire Department and the Catherine Community, driven by Cheryl Sorby or Rick Thorson. We got the W. Nelson family in a 1930 Model A Ford truck. Walter purchased his truck for the Centennial parades, but passed away in July of 1999. He made his final ride in his casket in a box of the truck to the cemetery. Passengers are several generations of his kin and his widow, Dorothy Nelson. Driver is Wayne Nelson, son of Walter. Dean Zackerson, a 1967 Chevy pickup, driven by Dean Zackerson. We got the First State Bank of Lemoore. Let's see, a pickup and flatbed. The First State Bank of Lemoore, offices at Marion, Lemoore, Dickey, and Oaks. We serve the territories. 72 shining years at the Marion Bank. Ken Bath driving. Riding is Bonnie Haslau, Jackie Barch, Sharon Holwig, and Sharon Bolmy. We have a 1951 Kaiser two-door, driven by Floyd Randolph from Dickey. Okay, next three floats we have are from Gwinner Centennial. Right now we got Miss Gwinner, Chelsea Beckstrom, in a Ford 1957 Skyliner. Okay, next up we got the Gwinner Centennial birthday cake. Celebrate their centennial on July 14th, 15th, and 16th. In Gwinner. I guarantee you that's going to be a huge party too. Next we got the Gwinner Centennial Bobcat. There's a raffle at $10 a ticket. And that's during Gwinner Centennial. That is July 14th, 15th, and 16th. That is in, I guess, be a couple weeks from now. We got the Oaks Fire Department in 1929 Not Universal, driven by Randy Burley. Oaks Fire Department chief. We got the Trinity Lutheran Church steam thresher and tractor, driven by Larry Hedvig. Harvesting souls for the Lord, one bundle at a time. That's Trinity Lutheran Church. 6 miles south of Litchville. Formerly Griswold. We got an AB Art Gallery four-wheeler, driven by Lyanne Rockstead. And we got the Dakota Valley Electric Cooperative. That's a hard word for me. It's in a six-wheeler, driven by Michelle Berry, Rhonda Schachman riding. I'd like to thank the following sponsors right now. Norwest Banks for their copies and pens, Cenex copies and pens, Bay Shore of Valley City for the four-wheeler, Enterprise of Valley City for the four-wheeler, Rick Seiler from Napa of Lemoore for the four-wheeler, Mike Rodine Auctioneering Truck and PA System for the Kids Parade, Jim Gross Announcer for Kids Parade, Rib Rack Hot Dog Coupons for kids who were in the Kids Parade, Ken Welkin, use of the elevator lot for the parade parking, and Craig Bruzy for the use of the elevator lot for parade parking. I'd like to thank everyone just mentioned right now. Gerald Gernholtz and Rita Greer, House candidates for the 24th District. They're Republicans. We got Bishop Construction, commercial and new construction custom cabinets, concrete, driven by Kevin Bishop. We got Jerry Johnson, his 1937 Alice Chalmers, Model A, driven by Jerry Johnson. We have Nathan Goosout's in a 1978 Trans Am Special Edition, restored not by me, but by Nathan in 1998. The car has a 400 Pontiac motor and is loaded with options. Nathan worked for Brad's Body Shop in Marion. Okay, we got Fingal State Make. The driver is Sean McLeod. What does that get for gas mileage by chance? We got James Grumman and an H International tractor restored by James Grumman and Jeff Thorson, driven by James Grumman. We got Wendell Young in a 1927 Alice Chalmers. We have the Litchville Clovers 4-H Club. Woo, all right. Driver's Jackie Campbell. And we got Steve Jorgensen in a 1972 Chevelle convertible. We have the Highway Rollers in a 1972 Chevelle convertible, driven by Greg Sexerud. Judd Lions Club in a 1936 Ford Coupe, driven by Alan Bergman. We got Cargill Seed in a 1950 Oliver's 6-6 row crop pulling, a 452 4-row, 38-inch corn planter with check head. You could drop 2 to 4 kernel per hill. You could cross cultivate if you had a good check notice, 1/2 mile of chick wire turning. Let's see, driven by Donald Pollard. We got ABC Seamless. ABC Seamless pickup with duck mascot pulling an old-time church school depot on a trailer.
High School Rebel Band.
We have the Litchville Marion High School Rebel Band. Bob Bowen director. Driven by Daryl Fick. Hey, Daryl, how you doing? You have any candy for me, Daryl? Right now we got bumper-to-bumper auto parts in a 1947 Chevy Fleetline. Gary and Julie Updahl are the owners, driven by Mike Updahl. Jeff Thorson in a 1968 Chevy pickup owned by Jeff Thorson and is partially restored. Drivers Jeff Thorson and Cindy and Jacob Riders. Right now we got the Lemoore Fire Department. They're in their fire truck and Davey Bellin is driving. All right, here comes the LMM cheerleaders, rebel cheerleaders. Scott Larson driving. Hey, they've been cheering us on. Hey, let's cheer them on for once. That'll make them feel good, you know? Woo, yeah. Okay, we got the Eagles Airy 2192. Eagles Float Chairman of Trustees, driven by John Hildebrandt. They're out of Valley City, North Dakota. We got Lewis Christensen in a 1932 Ford pickup. Model B. Here comes the First Lutheran Church float of Litchville. Come on down right now. Okay, next up we got the bumper-to-bumper auto sales in a 1988 Chrysler LeBaron convertible. Gary and Julie Updahl owners, driven by Gary Updahl. Here we have the class of 69 in their 1951 International. And owner is Dwight Olson. Is this everyone out of the 69 class? Oh, okay. Who's valedictorian between you two? We got the Dakota Unicyclists. A group of unicyclists is Dwight and Janny Anderson. The banner is Nathan and Brenda Hill on the small ones, and Tammy and Melanie Anderson on the tall.
Look at the monkey. How about let's give them a hand for the fine demonstration.
Hey, let's give them a round of applause. I can't do that. That's... Wow, a juggle. Okay, we got a 1966 Chevy SS convertible. We got the driver and owner is Gordon Disrud of Rolla, North Dakota. Next we got a 1954 Chevy 210 two-door sedan, driven by Jeff Bloom of Valley City. Central Sales of Jamestown. We got a lawn tractor, Grasshopper, driven by Drew Bakarski. We got another Central Sales of Jamestown and 873 Bobcat sit steer. Sorry, I'm driving that one. We got another lawn tractor, and we got Montpelier Lutheran Church model A4 1931 car, driven by Robert Nagel of Montpelier. Sanborn Fire Department fire truck, driven by Arlie Wolski. Come to their 4th of July celebration parade, 10 o'clock demo derby, 2 o'clock outdoor dance, fireworks at dusk. And we got a 1968 Camaro. Owner is Mike Johnson. We have Ron's Electric of Fort Ransom. Ron Olson's driving. Okay, next up we got the class of 1984. We got Meryl Sadness, Steve Peterson, Steve Regner, Kevin Schiffner, Tori Justison, Jennifer Larson, Jody Thorson, Teresa Formal, Vanita Rodine, and Brian Olson. That is the class of 1984. Woo, yeah! For all your delivery needs, we call Valley City Taxi Service. Then they are in a 1988 Chevy Caprice, closed on Monday and Tuesday. We have the Barnes County Historical Society of Valley City in a 1964 Ford Fairlane 500. It's the Barnes County Historical Society of Valley City. We got Anderson Construction out of Catherine, North Dakota, concrete construction work. Driver is Sonny Anderson. We got, coming up, we got the class of 1975. Woo, all right, the 75 Caddy Limo, still alive in 75. Now that is class, right there. And next we got the class of 65. Woo, yeah. And some of us are here for the ride. And this is a truck from the Marion Fire Department. The volunteer fire department was organized in 1912. Today the department has 2 one-ton trucks, 1 2.5-ton truck, 1 3.5-ton truck, and 1 tandem axle tanker truck. The department has 25 volunteers from Marion and the surrounding area. Current officers are Brad Rodine, Chief, Todd Vogel, Assistant Chief, and Kent Barch, Secretary Treasurer. Celebrating their 19th anniversary of their 21st birthday is the class of 78. Okay, we got the Fort Seward Wagon Train.
Yep.
Fort Seward Incorporated is a nonprofit organization established in 1969 by a group of local citizens in order to preserve, protect, and promote the history of North Dakota. Particularly the local history of Jamestown, North Dakota, and the Fort Seward site. A board of directors initiates the coordinates the activities of the organization. The Fort Seward Wagon Train begins as a one-time experience, but the organizers thought the experience was so worthwhile that a ride has been organized annually since the first ride in 1969. Now, Fort Seward Incorporated considers the ride a project of great benefit to those who wish to relive the pioneer family experience. Let's see, wagon number 1, we got Teamsters Harold Fick, Litchville, wagon owner Harold Fick, and team owner Harold Fick. Wagon 2, we got Teamsters Merlin McAllister, wagon owner Harold Fick, and team owner Harold Fick, out of Farragut, Iowa. Wagon 3, Teamsters Arlen Knudsen, Litchville, wagon owner Harold Fick, team owner Harold Fick. Wagon 4, we got Teamsters Robin Gleason of Tolna, North Dakota, wagon owner Harold Fick, team owner Harold Fick. Wagon 5, Teamsters, we got Daryl Brown, Montpelier, North Dakota. Wagon owner Delno Klein Connect at Pingree, and team owner is Delno Klein Connect of Pingree. Wagon 6, Teamsters Cliff Saturn, Medina, North Dakota. Wagon owner Delno Klein Connect, and also the team owner. Let's see, wagon 7, Teamsters Bob Brooks, Cooperstown, North Dakota. Wagon owner and team owner are Delno Klein Connect. Wagon 8, Teamsters Mike Manley of Buchanan, North Dakota. Wagon owner and team owner is Delno Klein Connect. Wagon 9, Teamsters Dean Sprunk of Enderlin, North Dakota. Wagon owner and team owner is also Dean Sprunk. Wagon 10, Teamsters Rodney Culvers of Litchville. Wagon owner Dean Sprunk. Rodney Clouvers of Litchville. Wagon owner is Dean Sprunk, and team owner is Harold Fick. And wagon 11, we got Mel Wick of Litchville. Wagon owner Marvin Wangzek of Windsor, North Dakota, and team owner Harold Fick. Let's thank the Fort Seward Wagon Train for coming to our parade today. Thank you. Last call for the Biffy.
They did their thing.
They did their thing. Kids, watch out for the steaming candy in the middle of the road. We have Pick and Sons long and short distance hauling. District driving. We got the United States Marshals Posse of North Dakota is made up of members throughout North Dakota. We promote horsemanship in the community with educational and charitable programs with special emphasis involving the handicapped and underprivileged youth. Our primary focus is to provide enjoyment through horsemanship, and some of that we do by riding in parades and rodeo grand entries. Some of the members here today are Karen Martin, Rocklake, North Dakota, Teresa Berklid of Fort Ransom, North Dakota, Leroy Deutscher of Jamestown, North Dakota, Eldon Schock of Leith, North Dakota, Eldon Schock Jr. of Mandan, North Dakota, Eugene Earnhardt of Mandan, North Dakota, Alan Fitterer of Minokan, North Dakota, Ken Heinke of Center, North Dakota, Tim Leenertz of Bismarck, North Dakota, and Tyler Fitterer of Minokan, North Dakota. He's the prisoner. We got Vining Oil and Sandy's Junction, Highways 1 and 46, driver Walt Peel, restored by Maynard Tweet Jr. We got the First Reformed Church of Litchville, Pastor Paul Peterson and his wife Amy in a buggy, driven by Bud and Myrtle Verdine. The Reformed Church is celebrating 94 years of fellowship in Litchville. District 46 Democrats, or 26, District 26, sorry. Don't want to get the wrong district. Democrats Jerry Kelch, Pam Gullickson, and Gerald Scadam, driven by Paul Veland. Let's see, Hartman's Hair Salon welcomes you to Litchville Centennial Parade. Today, instead of styling hair, they have been styling their horses for the parade. Val Ringsager and Shelby are riding their horses. Buck and Dolly. Joy Colgard is on a beautiful horse. Diddles. And Pat Hartman is on Maverick. Hanging for dear life. Enjoy Matrix samples on Hartman's today as they celebrate 20 years of business in Litchville. Also, be sure to stop by and sign the mirrors on the south wall in the salon. They are original from 1916 when the former barber shop was built here. We got the New West Heritage Riders. Are on a mounted drill team of horseback from South Central North Dakota. They were the first of their kind to be organized in our state, and this is their 26th year promoting our Western and patriotic heritage in the form of public performances. In 1987, they were appointed the Centennial Drill Team for our state of North Dakota. They would like to thank Preferred Transmission and Auto Service of Jamestown for sponsoring them this morning. The management of staff of Preferred would like to congratulate Litchville on their 100th birthday. At Preferred Transmission, they extend their hand to help you with any of your auto needs. Whether you need a transmission rebuilt, maybe a tune-up, or an oil change, call Preferred Transmission Auto Service of Jamestown and talk to one of their certified mechanics to help them solve your auto needs. The New West Heritage Riders take pride in their patriotic shows and would be glad to consider an event in your area. The Schiffner's wreck has just gone by. Debbie Schiffner, Brian Schiffner, and Heidi Berg. Olson, 1945, 1975, Schiffner's Recreation. In honor of Grandpa Byrne, we salute his love and dedication for his family and community. The Rarick family, horse buggy rollerblader, Jamie Rarick. We got the OK Pollock family, mule team and buggy. Right ahead, right there. And then we got horse riders from Marion. These riders invite you to Marion Centennial and Bolorama, July 8th. We got Shetland Horses team sponsored by Rip Rack, Brian Sunsthagen. The Rib Rack has been a part of Litchville since 1982. Brian Sunstegen is the grandson of Albert and Nellie Sunstegen. We have the James River Riders of Lemoore, North Dakota. All right, has been in existence for over 35 years. Flag carriers are club flag, U.S. flag, North Dakota flags. About 15 riders. That's the James River Riders out of Lemoore. Woo, yeah. All right, we got the Litchville Community Club right now throwing frisbees. Over 90 riders, Raleigh Johnson and Stella Fromke.
Over 90 years old.
They're over 90 years old. I guess they'll be given rides after the parade is over, so if you want to, just find a stagecoach, and they'll give you a ride. All right, we got the United States Post Office right now. Vera Walker and Annie Ruff, your Pony Express riders for the Litchville Post Office. We got a llama here.
Curly Knudsen.
Curly Knudsen.
The mule is named Blossom.
The mule is named Blossom.
And the llama's name is Benji.
And the llama's name is Benji. Okay, if you want to stick around after the parade, you can take pictures or visit with the llama and the mule, if you'd like. Here comes the Litchville Active Community Team. You can just give them a round of applause. They put all this together, this parade. Woo, hey, let's give them a round of applause, everyone. They helped us. They put a wonderful parade together.
We happened to be down at Grand Rapids, if you know where that was. It was the 4th of July, and nobody knew anything about it. And pretty soon the word, it was about maybe 3 or 4 in the afternoon, 5 maybe, and they said Litchville was burning. And I can remember my dad. We jumped in the car and everybody took off, and there was a picnic. Everybody was had a big family picnic. And I can remember Dad jiving that, he was, got up on top of the hill at Grand Rapids. You could see the smoke by that time, and it was, and the question was, what was burning all the way home, because we had no idea what, but seeing the amount of flame, or seeing the amount of smoke, you knew that it had to be. And of course, the old buildings were so close together that when one started, it went through half of the main street on the west side, and then it went up to the depot, and then Strindon's across had that bigger store, and it even took a lumber yard on the other side, and it just changed the complexion of downtown. And it was quite traumatic going home to see that, and just wonder what. Even though I was, I think maybe 29, I was 7th or 8th grade, something like that. It wouldn't, you weren't that old yet, but you still were quite apprehensive of what that was going to mean to you.
How did Litchville recover from the fire? Do you remember?
Quite well. They built, Strindon's rebuilt, and a lovely building, and they started where the post office, they put in the post office, a new building, and things kind of gradually worked back little by little. The next big deal was the time the bowling alley moved in some years in the.
It was 59.
59, which was quite a.
That was a big. They bowled day and night. For New Year's, they stayed there.
That was something that brought the town and country together. We had people, farmers come in for 20 miles, 30 miles. Well, Sanborn came down and bowled here for quite a year or two, because they had no other alley until they built theirs. And it was certainly a change of the life for the town.
It's a place. The women were happy because before that, the men went to Valley City to bowl, and we had to stay home. Now we could bowl.
Yeah, we'd go to Valley,
Sure.
do our bowling there for
Storms and
several
everything.
years, and that was so. It was another way of life that changed. That really made it brought the countryside in. A lot of people that really maybe come in to shop once in a while or so, came in to bowl, and they kept coming back, and that was quite a boost for the town, you might say.
Quite a social.
Yeah, because we learned to know people that we never had been. They were maybe customers, but we never were fully aware of who they.
Never knew the women.
Yeah.
The women came too.
Because the women came in just as much, or maybe more than the men, because they had the new opportunity, you might say.
We had to milk a lot of cows. I remember when my youngest brother was born, we milked 27 cows. My older sister and I, he was born at home. My older sister and I milked, each milked 11, and my other sister milked the other 5. Yeah. I don't think hard work hurts anybody, though, really.
They put you to work, didn't they?
Oh, yes. We had to, oh, yes, and we had to walk in order to play basketball. And folks never went to the basketball games. We had to walk 3 miles to practice. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was cold sometimes, too. My younger sister, you know, I used to stand in front of her. And those days, you know, you didn't wear slacks. You never had slacks. You had dresses. Imagine that. That was cold. Yeah, that's what we played. Loved basketball. We got the county in 1925. Yeah. Yeah, I love basketball. All my kids played basketball, too. Yeah.
Is that true?
Huh?
They said you were a dirty player.
Oh.
Just competitive, right?
Yeah, that's right. Well, I remember we played against Nome. I remember Nome was a dirty player. Nome had some dirty players. I remember one, this one, she twisted my midi, and she did it on the sly. She didn't want anybody to see it. Well, then I got mad, of course, and I took her by her wrist, and I slung her off, but then I got put out of the game, but I didn't care. But I did it right out in the open so everybody could see it. So, yeah. We wore those great big, nowadays they have nice little shorts, you know, and we had those great big bloomers. They were just terrible, you know. Yeah, I loved basketball. That was fun.
left arm in, you put your left arm out, you put your left arm in, you shake it all about, you do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself about. That's what it's all about. Right arm, you put your right arm in, right arm out, your right arm in, you shake it all about, you do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself about. That's what it's all about. How about a leg? You put your left leg in, you put your left leg out, your left leg in, and you shake it all about. Do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself about. That's what do you think, Jake? An elbow. You put your left elbow in, you put left elbow out, left elbow in, and then you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself about. That's what. How about your right hip? You put your right hip in, right hip out, your right hip in, shake it. Oh, I like that. Do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself about. That's what. All right, what do you think? You put your head in, take your head out, you put your head in, shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself about. That's what. How about your whole self? You put your whole self in, your whole self out, your whole self in, you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself about. That's what it's all about. You do the hokey pokey, you do the hokey pokey, you do the hokey pokey. That's what it's all about. Hey! Good job. And hey, I'll tell you, they're trainable here in Litchville.
My first day in this steeple here was on April 1st, and
1951. And we bought our home here in 1952, and we've lived here ever since, you know. And in 51, the train was still coming every day with a mixed train with passenger coach. And they were hauling out less than carload freight and carload freight of all kinds, you know. And had the passenger coach on there, and the kids used to come up to the depot and buy a round trip ticket for 15 cents, ride the train over to Marion, and be gone an hour and then come back. It was a thrill for them. And railroad didn't make much money on it, but the kids had a lot of fun on that. And at that time, a lot of cream was shipped by rail in cans, you know, and probably the hardest thing of my whole job was loading those cans of cream, especially those 10-gallon cans. We had 3 cream buyers in town here. In the wintertime, that was really, they'd haul them up to the depot, you know, and they'd put them on these baggage carts for loading on a train, and then if the train didn't get out here on account of the snowdrifts or something, then I'd have to unload all those and put them in the waiting room so they didn't freeze overnight. And the next morning, you had to load them back up again so they wouldn't boil over. And one time I did that for 3 days before a train come. I had 63 cans of cream to unload. But otherwise, the freight was pretty good. You had to be here. We had a Western Union at that time, telegrams, and a Railway Express agency, which like UPS has now, and our freight, and working with the elevators. They were shipping coal in by carloads in those days yet, you know, and a lot of machinery come in by rail and unloaded at the unloading dock. And I shipped a lot of grain out here at that time. It was really busy. We shipped about 300 cars of grain out of Litchville every year. And later on, they dualized it with Marion. Then I took care of both stations and had over 600 cars between the 2 stations. And then they went to, after they dualized the stations, then they went to a traveling agency where I had a green van, and I had the towns of Litchville and Marion and Ypsilanti, Montpelier, Adrian, Dickey, and Grand Rapids. Where I serviced them, I'd have to go to the elevators there. And then they closed the agency at Lemoore and added that to my van, so I had 8 stations then. And things were going pretty good. I enjoyed that, getting down and working to the elevator bed. And then they decided to put in a central building in Jamestown, and I took first trick up there. And up there I handled 69 stations, all by telephone, once line, 49 grain elevator companies. And that was during the Russian wheat sales, and we were short of cars, and it was a tough few years there. Hostile elevator men because they were buying grain and then couldn't ship it, you know, couldn't get out, had the money tied up. You couldn't help but feel sorry for them, you know. And at that time, you know, when I started, there was an agent in every small town in North Dakota. And now there's not one agent in North Dakota. And when I first took that job in Jamestown up there was about 11 clerks working up there. And now there's not one clerk working in Jamestown. It's just a run-through point. They used to have car shops up there, engine shop, everything. It's all gone, you know. It's a changing world. When they closed the station, I was on the park board, and the postmaster here was on the park board, and we were looking for a building for the park here. And when it come up, I said, well, maybe I could write in the company and see if we could get that a depot. They were disposing of it. And I wrote in and told them we would like to have it for a place for 4-H and scouts and meetings and stuff like that. And the superintendent Farger checked it out, and he wrote me a letter and said that if the good folks of Litchville want that elevator, he says, or that depot, they can have it. All they got to do is pay for moving it. And it cost us $800 to move it over here. And it's worked out pretty good here. You know, the younger generation, they see this building in the park and don't even know what it was. You know, it's been up here for 25 years already. So, got no train running by here, but it's got a lot of memories, this place.
As Jesus took your hand and you stood before the Lord, he said, my child, look around you. Great is your reward. Thank you for giving to the Lord. I am a life that was changed. Thank you for giving to the Lord. I am so glad you gave.
When the roll is called up yonder, 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 I'll be there.
The Apostle Paul says to us today, just as he said to his congregation at Corinth, for if the eagerness is there, you have displayed eagerness in planning for this celebration. We have had a wonderful time. Could this attitude continue? Let's look at the rest of Paul's statement. For if the eagerness is there, the gift is acceptable according to what one has, not according to what one does not have. Community and witness is found in what one has, not in what one does not have. Oh, may all who come behind us find us faithful. May the fire of our devotion light their way. May the footprints that we leave lead them to believe, and the lives we live inspire them to obey. Oh, may all who come behind us find us faithful.
I've always called Litchville home. We winter in Arizona, and people ask, why do you go back to North Dakota? And to me, North Dakota's home. Litchville, North Dakota is home. That's where friends are. And I think going back again to the events of the last 3 days kind of shows me why, because the community spirit came alive again. The pastor in the sermon this morning mentioned the last hurrah, so to speak. Well, I don't think it is the last hurrah, because I've always had the attitude that things don't just happen. People make things happen. That they've demonstrated again that working together makes a community. We've got a group of young folks that are interested. It's just wonderful to see these young folks pitch in. The only way Litchville is going to die is if we let it die, and I can't see that happening. Certainly our business district has deteriorated. We had 4 implement businesses. We had the John Deere, which we had harvest